Alrighty. Check. Audio check. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 160. If this is your first time here during the podcast, welcome. I hope you like it. If you're returning, thank you for returning. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Prime, wherever I don't know, but thank you. Let's see. I did finish a book. I finished this. It is by A.H. Holmes, which is the first book of the year that I actually, the first book in probably 3 years I've finished that is written by a woman. So I didn't realize that until now. But I mean, hey, girls read books are like by women all the time, so I just think it's skewed. Guys, I'm not sexist. No one would even know off of H.A. Holmes. But this book is about, it's a collection of like little short stories, and they're all kind of weird and twisted in a sort of, I don't want to say fun way, because some of them are definitely not fun. There's a story about a little kid. This one is funny. It's about a little kid who gets abducted while playing basketball by this like creepy guy who brings him back to his trailer. But the guy who abducted him doesn't even like the kid, so he drops him back off at the end of the story. So that one's fun, and that one's like about feeling unwanted. I think the kid ends up running away from home because his sister is, and I quote, retarded. She's literally retarded. So he runs away. He said, I don't want to be close. I don't want to be near or around my retarded sister. So, I mean, yeah, she's another good short story, The Bullet Catcher, about a man who may or may not be a pedophile. And I did say pedophile in the first 3 minutes, which means this YouTube video is probably restricted. But he is in the mall, and they're doing like one of those Mr. Beast challenges where you put your hand on the car, and the last one to release their hand wins the car. And then he wants one of the girls' moms to win, and he's super excited or whatever. She's like in the final two, and then she loses, and it's such a travesty. She tried so hard, got so far. Maybe it's sort of an allegory for the American dream. But anyways, he runs into a sports store and steals a baseball mitt. And then he gets chased outside of the store. And then the cop chases him. And he's like, hey, drop that. Hey, drop that. And then he turns around and posts up like he's a catcher. And then he catches a bullet right in the glove, which I assume kills him. But the weirdest one is probably the doll story. It's about this little kid. I don't even know if he's a little kid. It doesn't say how old he is, but he falls in love with his sister's Barbie doll, which twist ending, he falls in love with the Ken doll too. And he does make love to both of them separately. He doesn't want to mix the relationships, but it's sort of like a coming of age gay. It was a weird read. These books, I mean, these little short stories, they're good. I think their quality lies in how fast they get straight to the point and straight to the character. Really good, like boiled down character voice, like, right when you start the thing, who it is, who's talking, if it's a man, a woman, There's one which I actually, honestly, I think this might be my favorite. It's called Adults Alone. And it's the very first short story, and it's about a couple who are in a struggling marriage, and in order to spice things up a little bit, they do meth, which is it's a fun premise. So, yeah, so they're like smoking meth inside of their house, and they're like getting tripped out by the smallest noises and stuff, and she's like walking around naked in her apartment. It's a fun little story, and they have kids, which they drop off at the grandparents' house. They have the house all to themselves, ready for meth time. So it's yeah, it's a lot of fun short stories. It's called The Safety of Objects. The Safety of Objects. I think that the goal that she's going for is like making the familiar strange in a kind of a twisted way, where she takes the Barbie doll and distorts it into something weird. Yeah, there's a lot of those. The catcher's mitt turning it into something weird, meth turning it into something weird. There's a guy who's like stuck in his corporate job who wants to kill himself, and he ends up peeing in plants. So he turns potted plants into something weird. It's a good story, I gotta say. Also, the one with the guy who works at a corporate office, he gets a bomb threat called to his office, which is directly to his office, which is fun. Overall, like 8 out of 10. I mean, it's nothing the writing isn't like, kill your mother. I wouldn't, nothing to write home about, but good little vignettes. I don't know how she would do at like a long form novel, but it's a good little. What I liked is that it was a good change of pace. It was nice. It was sweet. A little bit weird at times. Uncomfortable. A few uncomfortable parts. Yeah. But that being said, let's get into the news. The news. Well, you see, the news, eh? Well, let's get right into the news. Well, we've got... What do we have? What do we have cooking? All right. Well, we've got... this is a good one. We are starting off... Like, guys, last episode was a little bit real. It got real. It was a heart-to-heart. This one is a little bit more jolly. We are getting jolly. This is a good one. So Amazon Fresh, which apparently was a walkout kind of no registers Amazon experience. So you go in, you shop for your groceries, and you just walk out because the AI is watching what you take, and I guess it just charges you. So that was the idea behind the AI. Sorry, I got to move my cat here. It's in the camera. Okay. So that was the idea behind the AI. Turns out that it never really worked. So Amazon is giving up on its cashier-less just walk-out technology. At its Amazon Fresh grocery stores. The information reports that new stores will be built without using computer vision-powered surveillance technology. God, that is a sad sentence. Computer vision-powered surveillance technology. I'm not going to even get into it. But that sounds good. That sounds like something that's awesome, and I'm excited for. I'm excited for the progression of computer vision powered surveillance technology. That sounds awesome. Please put the onions back. Credit score too low. Stephen Hawking, what are you doing here? Stephen Hawking, please put the onions back. And the majority of existing stores will have the tech removed. In the early days, Amazon's ambitions, including selling just walk out at the brick and mortar stores. The problem was that the technology never even worked. So it turned out that they were... So here it is. The information revealed that the myriad of tech problems Amazon was still having with their idea 6 years later after the initial announcement. The report said that Amazon had more than 1,000 people in India working on Just Walk Out as of mid-2022, whose jobs include manually reviewing, transactioning, and labeling images from videos to train Just Walk Out's machine learning models. So it turned out that AI just meant all Indians. Just Indians. So they just hired Indians in a call center to just review camera footage of you walking out with your bag of tomatoes. I'm not going to do an accent or anything. I was going to say, how many tomatoes are you walking? Because tomato is a fun word to say, but just imagine Apu saying, hey, how many tomatoes did you buy? Welcome to Quickie Mart. How many potatoes did you buy? Imagine that in your head. Let's all laugh along with the Indian accent because it's funny. Okay? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get clipped and taken out of... No, I'm not. I want to, but I'm not. I do have a good Indian accent, but it's not like I practice it. Or I've never practiced doing an Indian accent alone in my car driving to work. I've never even ever done that. I've never even done that with an Asian accent. I've never done that with a Downs accent. I've never practiced them alone in my car. I haven't. And I don't know why you keep telling me that I have. I see the comments below saying, "Oh, what? How are your racist accents so good?" I'm like, "No, guys, they're not good. I don't practice them." Okay. Let's go into the news segment. The new news segment. Homeowners baffled after washing machine uses 3.6 gigabytes of internet a day. This is fun. So imagine this guy posted on Twitter. He posted a screenshot that said, "What the fuck? Why is my LG washing machine using 3.6 gigs of data a day?" It got 7 million views. It's using 3.6 data. For context, 3 gigs of data is roughly equivalent to streaming high-definition video for 1 hour. Dude, your LG device is just watching an episode of Netflix while it's doing its laundry. That's normal. Following the spike, the washer was shown to reduce traffic data despite being an isolated incident. LG remains committed to investigating the underlying cause. Yeah, here I'm gonna speculate on the underlying cause real quick. So I'm Cox Internet, and I'm having lunch at the Soho House, and I see one of my friends. Let's just call him John LG, right? The creator of the LG washing machine. I see him at the restaurant. I walk over to him and I say, "Hey, don't your washers have Wi-Fi adapters on them?" He's like, "Yeah, why?" "Well, I own Cox Internet. I would like to take a little bit more out of the pockets of my customers every week. Do you think you can help?" "Well, I don't know. What's in it for me?" "Well, of course you'd get a cut." "Okay, well, we have a deal." And guys, that's not how that really works, but I'm saying we're in the realm of possibility here. Once you and I saw this, there was a documentary posted by this guy. Let me find out what it is. Here it is. It's posted by a guy named Eddie Burback. And the end of this was really good. He's talking about, so he's doing a review on the Apple Pro, whatever, the AR, AI technology, or whatever, the augmented reality goggles. And he's doing a review on them. In the end, he talks about shareholders and what that means for a company.
because they have to sell another thing people need. But why would other companies, especially social media companies like Zuckerberg's, be pushing this technology themselves? At first, the goal of these startups was to beat their competitors. The sole focus was to convince people to make an account on their website.
In less than 1 year, the Facebook.com has become an addictive part of everyday college life.
We've gone from having around 150,000 people in the fall to right around 3 million now. So it's pretty cool.
But these are businesses, and the companies that succeeded, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, became public companies. Whenever a company goes public, whether the employees like it or not, they are no longer there to please the customer. Instantly, their sole focus becomes making money for their shareholders. So at first, if you own a social media company, you need the company itself to be profitable.
Are you going to make money off of
Yes,
this?
we are. We're going to become a strong, profitable, independent company.
This, as we know all too well, is done by serving ads to your users. So
Okay, and then he talks about what I really like is the motif of saying each quarter, because the next quarter is coming. Hey, everyone, hold on to your boots. Next quarter's coming, and we've got to get high. Our numbers have to go up every quarter.
that you still need profit next quarter, but people will stop using your service if you fill their feed with more ads. So the only way to squeeze even more out of them is by keeping them using your product for longer. So the company spends years perfecting algorithms that hook people on.
And that's the psychologists and the neurologists and whatever. That's the dings and the buzzes and the little zaps and the little dopamine and the algorithms.
Content. But after creating those perfect algorithms, you realize you've hit the absolute limit a person can use their phone in one day.
But what is all of this screen time doing to our brains? And could the impacts be long-lasting, especially for kids?
9 hours of screen time just can't be broken because at some point, people need to put their phone down to live their life. But next quarter is approaching fast, and an infinite amount of quarters after that. So you have a genius idea. What if you never had to put your phone down? Ever. You could have screens that burrow themselves directly between someone's eyes and the real world. There is so much money to be made. Imagine a food delivery ad on the good morning screen of your alarm clock. Imagine your eyes being tracked as they look at an empty box of cereal. Selling that info to an advertiser would be incredibly lucrative for this month's earnings. What about a kid version for these glasses? Maybe a free app for babies that shows them floating sensory videos, so we don't have to hear.
I like how this video is a baby in a closet watching floating sensory videos.
Them cry all the time. And then we'll throw a few unmoderated mobile game ads on it just to make some coin. I'm sure tech wouldn't keep moving in that direction though. It's not like that already happened with our phones.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, but that's what I like to frame things around is like, oh well, people that love money wouldn't possibly ever do this, right? People whose whole entire existence revolves around making more money wouldn't possibly exploit a washing machine to use more of your money. No, that's not ever. That's not even in their frame of mind. They wouldn't ever even think about that. They wouldn't possibly be trying to squeeze every single cent out of your pocket. Impossible. Stop. Don't even think that. Also, I saw recently, and this is like a separate news. We're in the separate news. We're in a offshoot news segment. We are in News Prime. We have entered News Prime area. This is a mini news segment within the main news segment. We're getting meta. But I saw a news article that said California has raised the minimum wage for all franchisees in California, like over 80 stores or something like that, to $20 an hour. That's a lot. $20 is like, what is that a year? That's like got to be like 80. That's like 70,000 a year probably. Let me do the math real quick. So here's the math. We've got $20 times, so $20 an hour. Let's say you work 40 hours a week. That's full time. That's $800 a week times there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, so that's like, I guess that's only 4,100. Why is it 41.6? That seems low, actually. Am I getting robbed? I feel like I feel like 20's really good. Why do I feel like $20 an hour is like really, really good? Well, maybe it's not. Guys, maybe $20 is not a livable wage. And that's a crazy thing to say. Because I feel like, in my mind, $20 is like, yo, man, that's like 2 meals at Slim's. Like, you can get 2 Chicks plates. Or at Raising Cane's. That's like 2 Caniac combos. Almost. It's like a little bit less, but you're telling me 2 Caniac combos with no drink? An hour? I get 2 of those an hour? There are probably some places that pay people in Caniac combos. If you guys don't know what Cane's is, what are you doing? Okay, yeah, let's move along. Yeah, but apparently some franchise owner who owns 18 McDonald's is like, I can't possibly. You want me to charge? I'm gonna have to charge $16 a burger. You're gonna have to, or you want to, in order to maintain your quality of life. Guys, this is one of my favorite phrases that people use is quality of life. So they want to maintain their quality of life because they've gotten used to. And quality of life means the position that they've put themselves in. They've leveraged into a home and a car and probably multiple cars. They got the Hummer for the wife. They probably got themselves a Porsche, whatever, a BMW that they ride and they go to golf. You know, got themselves a nice set of golf clubs. They're leveraged out their ass because they own 18 franchises. They are leveraged all the way up, almost like to their chin, and then they realize they have to pay their employees $20 an hour, and they're like, now their quality of life. They realize, well, guys, if I don't charge more money for my burgers, I'm going to be up to here. I'm going to go from here to I'm going to be underwater. And they are sweating. But I can't sell my car. My wife's going to kill me. My wife's going to think I'm a fucking bitch. She's going to come into my house and spit on me if I have to sell my car. If I can't drive my BMW, if I have to go back and trade in my BMW for my Nissan Altima, she's going to come in and spit on me because I'm a useless pig. That's what is going through these people's heads. I won't be able to play golf anymore. I won't be able to afford my golf membership. All my friends will think I'm dumb. They'll say, what happened? Why are you so broke now? I thought you owned 18 franchises. This is their quality of life. It's all framed of what other people think of them. Oh, I might have to put my house on the market. I might have to sell one of my rental units. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Are you sad that you have to pay 20? And of course, guys, $20 is it is a lot of money. But also, the people that own a ton of franchises and are complaining about having to pay, dude, they probably pocket so much. You would probably shit your own diaper if you could see how much money these people were making a day. One Chick-fil-A does like $30,000 in a day. You think that they're really losing? Probably 10,000 of that tops goes to the employees per day. They're pocketing $20,000 probably a day, probably. Then they have to charge for rent and whatnot, but still, if you could see how much these franchise owners were pocketing, like the big ones, you know, McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, not the shitty ones like, you know, the high overhead ones and the gelato, whatever, you know, that type of shit. Probably not making that much money, but the ones with that's like heavy traffic, they're making buku bucks. Stop complaining. I do feel bad. The $20 minimum wage, I feel bad for companies that are like mom and pop. I don't know if they have to do it because it's like maybe franchisees. Overall, it seems like a good thing that probably should go nationwide. Because I'm trying to see. Also, a lot of people will probably lose their job. A lot of people will probably lose their job, and they will get replaced by robots. That robot we saw 2 episodes ago, that's like, yeah, let me get right on that. Thank you. And he's like, yeah, he's like moving trays or plates. He's stacking plates and doing dishes. Yeah, that robot will be not even taking your order. He'll just be in the back. Somehow they still make him trash. They make a white trash robot who comes to the front and he has no teeth. What can I get for you? What do you want? Order at the kiosk. He tells me to order at the kiosk. I'm like, yeah, I just really don't want to order at the kiosk. I just want a large Diet Coke. Can you just get me a large Sprite, please? You can order that at the kiosk. It's a robot telling me to order at the kiosk. He literally has no. They programmed the robot to have no robot teeth. He's talking like this. You know you can order at the kiosk, right? He has they give a fat robot belly, and his shirt rides up. They put a McDonald's shirt that kind of rides up on his belly, and exposes his stainless steel bloat. His stainless steel gut. He's walking around. You can't bring that cup in here. We don't do refills. We don't do refills anymore. We don't do them refills. You're gonna have to buy another cup. It's like I want to kill robots now. Great. All right. Let's continue. Customer pulls gun on Burger King employee for giving him a discount. Oh, this is a plot twist for giving him a discount. I was expecting it would be not over giving him a discount. In Willowick, Ohio, a Burger King customer in Ohio was caught on camera pointing a gun at a drive-through employee. Guys, things are rough. Things are tense out there. I'm getting the vibe of tension. I feel like I'm one of those like tarot card. You just have a lot of negative energy. I just get that vibe. Guys, poor people out there, I'm getting the vibe that they just need to put some crystals in their pocket. Police are still searching for the disgruntled customer. The incident happened Sunday morning at around 9 a.m. Jeez, that's a tough morning. That is a tough morning. Pulling a gun on someone at 9 a.m. at a Burger King drive-thru. Oh God! Imagine the employee who have to do another 10 hours after that. Like, God, I better be getting paid $20 an hour to put up with that shit. God, that's it. Oh my God. Okay. At 9 a.m. Okay. The suspect can be seen on surveillance video getting out of his car and pointing a gun at 38-year-old Howard Vernon, who was working the drive-thru. Vernon said he was taking the customer's orders: 2 sausage, egg, and cheese croissants, a biscuit, and hash browns. And the order came to around $8. Wow, that's so good. Wait, that's actually so good. 2 sausage and egg croissants. This might be an advertisement for, what is this, Burger King? Wow, Burger King knows how to do it good. 2 sausage, egg, and cheese croissants, a sausage biscuit, and hash browns, all for $8. He said, my order can't be right. It should be like $11. And I'm like trying to explain to him that we had a promotion going on and it's cheaper. And he starts cussing me out and getting loud. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you're trying to pay more money. Yeah, Vernon here, guys, I feel the real victim here is Vernon, because Vernon has what we call a brain, right? And the customers driving through at Burger King at 9 a.m. do not. Right? So he's trying to explain, look, it's lower. The cost went down. The cost went down, and you're trying to shoot me. Trying to explain that you should charge more. Just say, hey, I'm charging you more. You're getting more food. More is more. You're paying more. You're giving more. You're getting more. Just start charging him extra. Just add it onto your tip. Look, okay, here's an anecdote. This is an anecdote. I don't know if that means it's a personal story, but this is like a story that I heard. At one point, and this goes to show how retarded Burger King customers are. Burger King had their quarter pounder with cheese up at promotion at the same time as their third pounder with cheese. Now, the third pounder with cheese was the same price of the quarter pounder, and it was a promotion to promote their third pounder with cheese. Now, what they noticed was that their third pounder with cheese was selling less than their quarter pounder. Now, you ask why, right? Because a third is greater than a fourth. 33% of a pound is greater than 25% of a pound. It's actually a lot. It's actually almost like a 50% increase. But, so it's not quite a 50, guys. My math is shaky, but they found out that because the number was smaller on 1/3, 1/3, 3 is lower than 4, so people thought it was less. That's the level that you're dealing with in these companies. And you wonder why these companies do not care about anyone out there, because they see everyone as just a combined 12 brain cells. And I mean, can you blame them? Can you blame them? Vernon said after the argument, the customer sped off. And then a minute later, he pulled back around through the drive-thru. And that's when the suspect pulled out the gun. Vernon said the man threatened to kill him and called him a racial slur. To know that somebody would do something like that because I'm trying to give them a better deal and flip out like that is, yes, it is scary, Vernon said. Vernon has not gone back to work at Burger King since the incident and said he plans to return. Well, that's nice. He does plan to go back. At the end of the day, it was about some bread and sausage sandwiches at 9 o'clock in the morning on Easter. And you're that mad that you put a gun in somebody's face, Vernon said. I don't know why people are so angry here at 9 o'clock in the morning. He was driving a gray Honda sedan and wearing gray sweatshirt and a hat. If you recognize the man, please call this number. That's just... Jesus. All right, here's the surveillance video.
Spoke exclusively with that employee. It's a story you'll see on just one station.
To know that somebody would do something like that because I'm trying to give you a better deal and just to flip out like that, yes, I mean, it is scary.
This man was captured on Burger King's surveillance cameras. You can see him get...
Jesus Christ. Dude thinks he's on a Quentin Tarantino movie, how he's holding that gun. I'm going to pull back around and I'm going to blow this... Beep. I'm going to blow his head off. Jesus. Guys, people need to chill out. Guys, just chill out. Man, that's the character. Like, that guy is the character that I play sometimes. Like, when your order's going slow and you want to drive your car through the car window. That's the character. Yeah, that's fun. That's really fun. All right. All right, now we're going to get a little bit serious. We're going to take it a step back and get a little bit more serious. Because as we know, there is a war currently going on in Israel. I don't even know if it's really even a war anymore. It just seems kind of like, not good. It does not seem good. Nothing seems good. Israel blasts UN for not distributing humanitarian aid to Gaza amid claims of famine. So apparently Gaza is in a state of famine. And this I mean, guys, you guys know my opinions on Israel. I've never been a fan. Not a fan. Not a huge fan of Israel or their what they represent. I mean, I don't even know how to say this without getting my video taken down. Their stuff. I don't like them or their work, their body of work. I don't like their loan practices. I don't like their business practices. I don't like their music industry practice. I don't like a lot of this. I'm not a fan of their work. I'm a fan of their earlier work, splitting the Red Sea. That shit's dope. Not a fan of their newer stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, Israel just kind of self-owned themselves. They said, hey, NATO. Hey, other countries. Hey, why aren't you sending money? Why aren't you sending food to the people that we are starving? Guys, you guys are kind of fucked up. You guys are actually really fucked up. Why aren't you sending money to the people that we're starving? It makes you guys look really bad. It actually makes you look really bad for not giving money to those people that we are actively starving. It's really fucked up of you guys. It's actually really messed up. Do you guys not see them? They have distended stomachs. You guys could send money to them. I mean, we're monsters. What, you want us to send money to them? We're literally goblins. Guys, that's not a racial thing. I know Harry Potter got in trouble for goblins and Judaism. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying that they're like they are hobgoblins, as in, okay, this is getting out of control. I don't mean anything. I'm just saying that they're devils. Well, okay. We have to move along. That's not what I'm trying to do. This is not what it's trying to be. No. No, sir.
Aid workers with
Okay. Here's another clip. So this is rather unfortunate. Israel airstrikes 7 food aid workers in Gaza. So in the first article, they said, hey guys, it's kind of messed up that you're not sending food to the people that we're trying to starve. And then they do try to send food to the people and then they airstrike them. Let's continue.
the World Central Kitchen have been killed by Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has taken ownership of the deadly strike, but brushed it off as a mistake.
Oopsie.
But was it? I think it's important for Americans to judge for themselves.
Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. My missile hit precisely at the location of a food truck delivering food to the people I'm trying to starve. Oopsie daisy. Oops, my bad. I slipped. Guys, it happens all the time. And get this, I heard that there was another truck that came, tried to pull the people out of the car, the burning car, put them in their car, and then their car got airstriked. Oopsie, I did it twice. And then another one hit. They got airstriked 3 times on accident. Guys, this happens. And they all had a big Joe Biden printed on the side of each missile. It said, by courtesy of Joseph Biden. Said, Dear Israel, dear Palestinians, this missile was sponsored in part by the Biden administration. That's what it said. It literally had that printed across the entire missile as it was screaming kids, shrapnel, pulling bodies out of a burning car. You just see a missile that has Joe Biden's entire face. Guys, it's really not that serious. Where's my chocolate? I want my chocolate. I just want my chocolate ice cream. Guys, what day is it? Yeah, it's really fucked up. I mean, guys, Joe Biden's nickname right now, and this is a worse nickname than anything Trump can. And Trump's known for coming up with good nicknames. Joe Biden's running nickname is Genocide Joe. You don't want that to be your nickname as a president. You don't. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good going into a second election. Guys, I don't even think I think it might be a landslide competition win for Trump. Like, he might be putting up Luka Doncic numbers right now in this election. He might drop like a triple 20, not even a triple 10. He'll put up a triple 20. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just going to be a complete blowout. Like, if you're voting for Biden, you might not just have a brain, right? Like, the Biden administration is literally trying to imprison their political opponents. And while he's sending missiles to Israel to bomb food aid, I mean, what is happening? What is happening? If you think grab him by the pussy is worse than that, you have a serious mental deficiency. And I'm not even a big Biden guy. I'm voting for RFK Jr. I'm not even a big Trump guy. I'm voting for RFK Jr. The idea that someone would vote and I'm just trying to even imagine like circling Biden's name and not laughing. Like, not giggling to yourself, like trying to bubble in Joe Biden's name. It seems almost impossible. I mean, guys, really, it seems almost impossible for me to even think about. I can't even really even like think about doing that. Like circling and coloring in the bubble for next to Joe Biden's name. It seems so funny. Man, God. If he wins, it's 100% rigged. I mean,
national aid workers with
is it not? All right. One more news, and then we'll go to all right. What is this news article? Taylor Swift among 141 new billionaires in quote, an amazing year for rich people. Combined assets of $14.2 trillion are more than the GDP of every country except China and the U.S. Wow, that's a cool stat. That's a really fun stat. There are more billionaires now than ever. The world has 2,781 people with fortunes exceeding 1 billion. Guys, remember when a billionaire, and I'm 25 years old, and I remember when it was like news when the first billionaire, like when there was like the first billionaire. Like, I feel like that was news. Like, Mark Zuckerberg just hit $1 billion. It was news. But now there's 2,000. There are so many billionaires you don't even know the names of them all. Like, that's a classic. That's a Matt classic head scratcher. That's a head scratcher right there. Why is there that many people that have that much money? What are they doing with that money? Where is it stored? Is that Jack Nicholson? Where's that money stored? I want that money. I want to get that money. God, these people must love money so much. And my cat's on my screen again. Oh, move along. An increase of 141 to... Oh, an increase. So there was more billionaires now than there was in 2023. According to Forbes' annual ranking, one of the richest people, Taylor Swift, joined the ranks. The billionaires are also collectively worth more than ever, with a combined total assets of $14.2 trillion. A $2 trillion... Guys, we are messing with numbers. We are messing with numbers that are inhuman. We are messing... They've gained $2 trillion in wealth in 1 year. A group of 2,000 people. That's not even a stadium of people. That's like an ice rink. It's like you could probably hold 2,000 people on a boat. Like a yacht. Like these people could fit in a high school auditorium. This is a graduating class. And they have an estimated $14.2 trillion. Whew. Guys, the future, every day, every single day, I have to remind myself that I want to live. It's a struggle to want to progress. When there are people who their jobs are to actively, like there are people whose jobs, and guys, get this, they're good at it too. They are good at this job. Their job is to actively find out how they can take more money out of your pocket and reach, literally, they'll smile too. They'll smile when they're doing it. They'll smile as they're reaching right into your wallet, full eye contact the entire time. Take the dollar bill out, hold it, inspect it, fold it up, and slip it into their pocket, and do it again. And then do it again, and find out how they can, little bits here and there add up. It's their job, and they're damn good at it. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's awesome. Their collective wealth has risen 120% in the past decade. That means we're going in a good direction, guys. Guys, what's going on now is working. It's working, guys. It's working. The wealth is being trickled down with Bidenomics. Everything is going according to plan. The money is, I'm feeling it. I'm trickling. I'm getting the trickle. I'm getting tinkled and trinkled on every single day. I'm feeling it. All this money that the wealthy people have, I'm loving it. As McDonald's would say, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm a fan. I am a huge fan. Because also, I'm trying to picture what's the argument for, like, what is the, I can't even think about the argument for not, I mean, I don't know even how to say this on TikTok, but like for these people to still exist. Is that vague enough? Like, I don't know how there's not like what's the argument that are people say, what are people saying in defense of billionaires? Like, is it boomers who are like, but they're so good at their job, they should get paid for it because they're supplying $1 billion worth of jobs to people. They're supplying so many jobs. You got to think about all the jobs. If billionaires started disappearing off the streets mysteriously and unknown by a group of people that are unknown and definitely not a militia, if that happened, they would lose so many jobs. Think of all the jobs that would be lost. Okay, boomer. Like, what's the argument? Like, I just want to know what the argument is. And honestly, the answer is probably laziness. All right, let's go on to TikTok time really quick here because we have to gloss over that last segment because I don't want to get my video striked.
Hey, man.
I love this guy. This guy is a white guy who's very, I mean, he's got face tattoos and stuff. He's like one of those like kind of gangster type white guys. Yeah, let's play the video.
All my folks ride for the CCP.
He said all my folks ride for the CCP while playing Chinese music.
Hey, man. All my folks ride for the CCP. You know what I'm saying?
This is another level of Chinese. This is another level of Chinese propaganda I didn't know existed.
Chinese solidarity, bro.
Chinese
Y'all wanna flex
solidarity.
with money? I'll flex with my social credit score, boy.
Y'all want to flex with your money? I'm flexing with my social credit score, yo. I've been so good today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All my real N-words. Ride for the CCP. Ride or die for the CCP. Let's play a couple more. What's this one?
The next generation is so I was scrolling on Twitter the other day and came across this video of a children's show on YouTube, and let me tell you, it is absolute brain rot. This video is only 24 seconds long, so just stay with me and watch this, okay?
Today, we are heading back to school and facing the world's hardest amazing digital circus and Poppy Playtime quiz.
Okay. Here it is. Let's watch this, actually. We have to watch this video. Poppy Playtime and... What is it? Poppy Playtime? Is that what the video was called? Yeah, here it is. This is it. This is by Lanky Box World. It has 270k views, and he has 8 million followers.
Who is stronger? Pomni and the Amazing Digital Circus, Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 Smiling Critters, or Skibbity Toilet? Oh, they're just sitting there blasting. Hey, yo, using the headbutt attack. Oh, ew, it's Skibbity Kane.
Yeah, this person should die. In Minecraft. In Skibbity World. Yeah, that guy's offering nothing to the world. He'll say that he's creating art, or he's supplying entertainment, but that guy should be, I mean, honestly, probably crucified in some public forum where he's on display and he has to watch his videos over and over on repeat in Minecraft, of course. I mean, that guy, that is fucked up. And the kids watching that, like, guys, I watched when I was a kid, I watched PewDiePie and Tobuscus and stuff, and they were, like, mentally stimulating, as in, like, like that. But, I mean, I don't think they were that bad. I truly don't think they were that bad. I mean, maybe were they? I mean, I refuse to believe that they were on the level of, like, wired in, like, crank every dial to full stimulation as that in Mr. Beast, where every 5 seconds it's ding or womp womp, or crickets, you know, like every 5 seconds there's like a little noise to bring you back in, and they keep on reeling you back in because that's what they have to do. They have to literally crank every single knob to full stimulation in order to keep your mental. I don't think that content in the past was as offensive, like literally like that kind of offended me. Like, do you think I'm actually retarded? Do you think like the kids watching, I mean, honestly, the kids are probably retarded enough to do that. Here, let's watch a video of them putting, this is them putting a Apple Pro on a robot's head, and the robot is tripping out. The robot sees Robot God. This is like probably like the equivalent of doing ayahuasca for a robot. He's tweaking. His arms are like spinning. He's rocking back and forth. His head's. And then the robot just freezes. It locks up. Robot just locks up. That's good. Yeah, that robot fried. Putting the AR glasses on the robot fried him up. All right, let's watch a couple more videos. We'll watch 2 more clips here. Okay.
Yo, you hear about the women getting punched in New York?
So this is a conspiracy theory about the New York puncher that I think is interesting.
Oh, I've heard about it, all right. Yeah, people are saying it's some kind of organized effort by Reddit incels. Oh, it was organized, all right, but you have no idea how deep this rabbit hole goes. You forget to take your meds again? I have never been more lucid in my entire life. Okay, hit me. What are you talking about? All right, check this out. Hear me out. What is this, a PowerPoint? Yes, I made a PowerPoint. There were 8 accounts of women getting punched, and 2 of these women had over 1 million followers on TikTok. What do you think the chances of that are? I don't know, pretty low, like 1 in 100 maybe. It's 1 in 100,000. 1 in 100,000? No way. How are you even getting that number? It's simple math. Check it out. New York City has a population of 8 million, and let's assume 4 million of those are women. Okay, and let's assume a quarter of those people are women between the ages of 18 and 30. So our perpetrator or perpetrators chose those 8 women out of this pool of 1 million women. Oh God, I feel like I'm back in my college math classes. Okay, let's write down our
this is where it gets crazy.
Let's assume that the top 0.1% of Americans have over 1 million followers on TikTok. So 1 in 1,000? Yes, exactly. And that means that we have about 1,000 women between 18 and 30 that have over 1 million followers on TikTok in New York City.
So 1,000 over 1 million.
So the probability that there are 2 famous influencers among this group of 8 can be calculated with this expression right here.
Oh wait, no,
this
that's
top
way
part
more
represents
complex.
the number of ways you can select 2 influencers. Just show us the end numbers, man. You have to show your work, or else commenters will just complain that you're making stuff
that's
up.
more
Commenters. What are you talking about? Commenters watching this video, you're in a TikTok, dude. Please take your meds. Okay, let's finish calculating this expression. Okay, we do all this
it's
math.
got factorials
and then we
shit.
simplify, we reduce, and then we end up with this number right here, which is about 1 in 100,000. You're right, that is 1 in 100,000. That's really low. But what's your point? It's highly unlikely the perpetrator was randomly punching women in the street, okay? This was deliberate, it was meticulous, it was calculated. I think these 2 influencers were deliberately targeted. So you're saying that the perpetrators out there are deliberately targeting famous women influencers? I mean, why? So the videos of their experiences are guaranteed to go viral. But like, why would the perpetrators want that? It'd make it easier for them to get caught, right? Who do you think stands to benefit the most from highly visible instances of random violent crime? Oh boy, we're getting into conspiracy territory. It's the police. It's the
Guys, anytime that you want to ask a question, anytime that you think that you're onto a conspiracy, ask yourself who benefits from this, and if it's a rich person or the government, then it's most likely true. If it's both, then it's definitely true. Whereas that's 9/11, guys. By the way, and also killing JFK.
The NYPD. So let me get this straight. Are you implying that the cops perpetrated these crimes against these influencers in order to manufacture consent for the expansion of the police? There he is. That's the guy who's been talking shit about it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I like that video. I didn't want to have to explain all that, so I just had this, thankfully, very good at math Asian man explain it for me. All right, we'll watch one more clip. Let's watch this one. Oh, this one's sad, really. Let's watch this one. This one's fun. This is some good brain rot for the end.
Gooning.
So this is someone AI altered all these inspirational influencers into pretty much spewing brain rot, which is good.
Is an excellent practice, man. It's the opposite of edging and jelk maxing. I think it's a great thing to let your inner goon loose. And I think that you can allow yourself to edge max if you're respecting.
You can allow yourself to
Gooning is a way of life. But don't wait for the goon to come to you. You see the difference between goon maxes and edge enjoyers is here. Let you become the goon. And once you embrace the goon, your jelk will never be the same.
What if I told you this would be the last goon session of your life? What if you got mogged this week?
Gary Vanderchick. Gary V throwing in his opinion on the goon.
Of your life. What if you got mogged this week? Would you complain about your little edge streak or that gyat you don't want to rizz up? I doubt it. You go much higher level thinking. You either die trying to edge or live long enough to goon.
Sometimes my edge feels like it's on the verge of a goon.
That's true.
And I can't lie, I get scared. But once I breached that jelk max and erupt that goon, it was all worth it.
A little bit of inspiration to leave you guys on. A little bit of inspiration. That is the end. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this episode, please drop a like, leave a comment. Honestly, the comments are, I think, better than leaving a like. If you want to, do both. And if you're listening on Spotify, whatever, drop a... I think there's like a spot where you can select 5 stars or something. And if you select 5 stars, it's like cool, I think. So do that or don't. If you want to reach out to me, find me on Instagram or Twitter or my email at theafromattshow.com or theafromattshow@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye. Goodbye.